Hello, welcome to Swanberry Education. My name is Mr. Joshua, and I want to thank you for coming and from joining us on this live session today. Um, I'd like you to, you are welcome. Then on the comment session, I would like you to just drop your city. Just let us know, okay, hi, I'm watching from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm watching from Montreal. Me, I am based in Montreal, Canada, and have been working with Swanberry Educational Services for um, quite a while. At Swanberry Educational Services, we specialize in applying for study visas for people. Okay, we've been doing Canada study visa since 2017, so we have gathered a lot of experience. So join me today as I will be answering major questions. I know the words on the street, IRCC, they have changed a lot of things. In fact, there's so much fear in the atmosphere. There is so much tension everywhere. Every now and then, IRCC changes a lot of things. So this webinar is to show you and to explain this concept and to explain this phenomenon for you and show you how you can navigate these changes so that it will not have a very negative effects on you, so that you can be sure that your study to Canada can be, when you do the visa, you can do it with confidence. So feel free at any time. If you have any question, drop in the comment section, and I will be answering. I will be answering. I'll be answering I'll be answering this thing, your questions. Hello, Ben Siva. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the good comments. You're welcome. So now let's go straight into the presentation. So today, first of all, I'll just do a brief overview about the Canada education system, the things that you need to know. Then I will talk about the new changes and what you need to know about the new changes and how to navigate these changes. Then also, I'll be talking on how you can use student loan, study loan to pay for your education in Canada. So join me as I go over to my screen. Okay, now just a brief introduction of Canada. Canada is made up of 10 provinces and 3 territories. So Canada is a big country. Like I would always say, Canada, I call Canada a continent. I call Canada like a continent. Canada is quite big that if you are to fit in countries like Nigeria into Canada, I believe 10 of Nigeria would enter Canada, and you will still have space. So now let's go over why you should study in Canada. There are different reasons why people come to Canada to study. Among these reasons are: there is high quality education. Canada has a welcoming environment. It has an affordable tuition fee. There is high standard of living and immigration pathway. I have seen different countries, and by God's grace, I've been to different countries. Among these countries, Canada still has the most straightforward and easiest platform pathway to immigration. So, another reason why you should study in Canada is that there is this diversity. So before you can study in Canada, let's quickly look at the eligibility criteria. First of all, you have to have your acceptance letter. These are the basics. Acceptance letter for you to you have what they call a DLI, a designated learning institution, and the link you can just check on Google, DLI Schools Canada. It will take you to the official Canada website where you can find these schools listed. The good thing about you doing your research before you make an application, you know, these laws are changing by the day. And from November 1, there is another law that is coming into place. So it is good that before you even apply for any school, first of all, check if that school is a DLI. Secondly, you know your plan. Everybody has a reason for coming to Canada. Like, for example, in my class in Canada, we call high school in Canada, in my class, I have students that they don't want to stay in Canada. Their own is just to study and go back to their home country. That is their reason. I have students that are there that their own reason for coming to Canada is just to, what they call it, change environment, master their business, and they intend to move on to the next phase of the life. So for you, what is the main reason why you are coming to Canada? Is it for studies? Is it for immigration purpose? You can let us know at the comment, like, okay, I'm coming to, mine is for immigration purpose. Mine is to come and study. Now, that will shape your mentality and that will shape your mindset. First of all, you need to check that particular institution. This institution that I'm checking, I'm going for, is it a DLI? Is it approved? Does it offer postgraduate work permit? So once you get that once you get that out of the way, next thing you should check and you should make sure is intact is your finances. Finances plays very important role in Canada. You need to show that you have enough money. In fact, statistics have shown that the major reason and the major ground of refusal for Canada study visa, it's related to finances. It is not just enough to have this money. How did you come about this money? How did you come about this money? How did you document to show that you can pay for your education? That is what the consular officer wants to see. Now, there are several ways you can document this. You can use scholarship, you can use student loan, you can use sponsors to show that you have this money. You can sponsor yourself. You can sponsor yourself. You have to show. So there are various ways, and the ways I normally recommend, if you must use a sponsor, the sponsor has to be your direct sibling. The sponsor has to be either your father, your mother, or your brother or your sister. No uncle, no grandma, no what they call a church member, third party. I wouldn't recommend that because that is not a good strategy. And whatever you do, make sure that you explain your statement, your financial situation with documents. They don't need much documents. They just need valid documents. There is no point putting 30 same type documents. You know that the space is quite limited. So there's no point packing those plenty documents just in because of you want to prove a particular point. Yes, you have eventually proved that you sold the land and with like 50 documents, for example. What about other things? What about other things in terms of the finances? What about your bank statement? You have limited space to use. So when you are proving your finances, in fact, if you can take the proof of funds very serious and you do a thorough job on the proof of funds, then you'd write a good statement of purpose. Your chances of securing a Canada study permit, it's very, very high. So let's go further. If you are using the IRCC GC key, if you are using a GC key, you need a digital photo, that is a passport photograph on a white background. Then if you are using the GC key, the IRCC portal, you don't need that particular one. Then another thing is the medical examination. In subsequent meeting, I would concentrate on this medical examination and explain. People normally ask, should I do upfront medical or should I do medical when I have been requested? Now, I'll tell you, for me, I prefer to do upfront medical. And the way I like doing my upfront medical is when I'm going to submit, maybe a day to when I want to submit, or immediately I submit, I do my medicals. Yes, because the medical examination has 1 year validity. The reason why I normally advise to do upfront medical is because I have seen cases whereby they will request for you to do what they call a sputum test. A situation whereby maybe they check your chest X-ray and it's not really clear. They want you to show that you don't have tuberculosis. So they will request for sputum test. And if they eventually request for sputum test normally takes 90 days, about 3 months before the result comes out. So if, let's say, for example, you did not do this upfront medical and they not requested you to go and do sputum test, so you discover that you might not get the medical results in time for your visa. It could lead to refusal, or it could lead to unnecessary delay of you getting a decision. Now, another thing you should know is your international passport. Yes, international passport, you may look at it, it's common, but that is one of the most important documents, because according to all standards that the countries have agreed, before you can travel out of a country, you need to have at least your international passport, or if it is a country that use cards like residence permit card, then you need to use that particular one. But for the sake of this particular Canada study visa, and being that we have most of my audience that I'm talking to are either from Nigeria or from the African continent, you need to understand that you need to give them your international passport. Now, you may say, it's not international passport, it's easy. But there are some things you must take note. One, if you are giving them an international passport, you must have at least 2 blank pages. There must be 2 blank pages. There is no point giving them an international passport that all the pages are filled with either visa or stamp. Where would they put it? Where would they put your sticker visa? So, one, you must give them an international passport that has at least 2 blank spaces. Then your international passport must be valid, must have a long validity. Like, if you don't want to come to Canada and start renewing your study permits, you need to give them an international passport that has a validity that is above your when you intend to finish your course. As a point of note, they will not give you a visa that is above the validity of your passport. So if you give them an international passport that has 5 days validity, they will give you a 5-day visa. If you give them an international passport that has long validity, they will give you a visa that has long validity to at maximum of 3 months after when your course is due to expire. So now, that being said, let's quickly check other requirements. There are application forms that you need to fill. If you need to, for a detailed video on these application forms that you need to fill, you need to check our YouTube channel. We have dropped so many messages on that. Then the client information. don't just fall for this trap. Sometimes they'll just tell you that it is optional. Please, it is not optional. It is mandatory. You understand? It is mandatory. If you are familiar with these people from the Western world, they may tell you, you may leave now. They will politely tell you some things, but actually they mean, if they ask you, you may take your leave now, they actually mean, please leave this place. It's a polite way of telling you, please leave this place. So when IRCC tells you that it's optional, yeah, you will just look at it, okay, it's optional, let me leave it. Please always put a letter of explanation. This is the place you have. Look at the letter of explanation. You will upload it in the session where they wrote client information. Look at it as a place where you have to sell yourself to the consular officer. So we'll be going over and talk about the new laws, how it affects you. Then we'll not talk about using student loan. IRCC just recently announced that from 1st November, if you are doing if you apply for a study permit after 1st November, you will be required, even master's degrees will require to put in attestation letter. There is a new visa cap, meaning they reduced it by 10%, that the number of visa that they will approve, especially for between now and 2025, or till when they give us another update. So this law is already in place, and so you should not get caught in the loop. You should not get caught in the loop. Another very important aspect of this law is that many courses, especially business, some social science courses, and some art courses, they will no longer be eligible for a postgraduate work permit. Like, for example, you just study a business program, and after spending over $20,000 to $40,000 for a 1 year or a 2 year program, and they tell you, sorry, we cannot give you a postgraduate work permit because these courses are not in demand. So what do you do, and how do you do? If you know, and if you noticed, currently what Canada is trying to do, there are so many sectors of the economy that have, they call it in-demand lists. Canada is trying to solve their housing problems, accommodation, housing issue. They're trying to build more houses. So they need skilled trades like carpenters. They need skilled trades like electricians, like plumbing. Those are in-demand lists. On a professional level, they need data analytics. They need people in the STEM, that is the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics field. They need people to fill this gap. Then also, they need people in the healthcare sector. It is very, very important. They need people in the healthcare sector. Like, if you notice, when the last time a pandemic struck during COVID, people that were in the healthcare sector, they were very, very fortunate because most of them got their PRO through that route because there was a national emergency caused by COVID as at 2020. So the health sector is a sector that will always need people, that would always need people to fill these gaps. And apart from that, there is a lot of financial reward in the health sector. Not just only the health sector. Not everybody would do personal support worker. Not everybody would do health-related courses. There is science courses. There is technology courses. There is mathematics. There is data analytics. So I'll be going over and tell you about some of these courses and some of these schools that offer it. But before I do, let me tell you about one major reasons why visas are refused. So I will just quickly share my screen. Now, This is a GCMS note. This is a GCMS note from one favorite online platform that I downloaded it from, and to analyze the possible cause for this particular visa, why it was refused. Now, if you look at this note very well, if you read through, you discover that this is they refused this particular person. Why? It was fund related, it was money related. That is why this person was refused. What was their concern? If you go ahead and you read it, like it says, I have reviewed the application. Principal applicant is applying for a student for a study permit to study at the University of Niagara. Quality of original bank's documents was poor. So now this particular student was refused because the quality of document that he provided was poor. Like I said in the first session, the major reasons why people are being refused visa is because of finances. But I have good news for you. There is a solution. Currently now, we all understand and know how the rates are. Exchange rate is not helping matters in Nigeria. So you see people, what they call it, you see $1,000 of in January. That same money cannot give you $1,000 in February. So the rates at which Nigerian naira is deteriorating is really going, naira is going down really fast. And standard is standard. That is one thing you should understand. International community, Canada, UK, whatever country you are applying for, what they respect is what is stated on the government website. So, as at before the naira was floated, when it was stated that naira to dollar on the website was 400, they will calculate with 400. They don't care. Even black market was, let's say, 1,000. Then they will calculate what is stated on the government official website. Now you see, in Nigeria currently, for example, what is stated on the government website and the black market rates, they are at par, or sometimes the government website is even more than the black market. So what does that mean? It means that you have to show a lot of funds. You have to show a lot of naira, a lot of money to just be eligible. Now, this is a problem for most persons. They don't have this money. They don't have it. Or even if you have it, you may have 20 million naira, you put it in your account. And by the time you are applying, that 20 million naira that when you put it was, let's say, $20,000. By the time you are applying, it has turned to $18,000. And they would assess you based on the exchange rates at that day when you submitted. So that is a major problem. But to solve this problem, we have come up with a solution, and it is using student loans. Yes, you can travel to Canada using student loan. But before I talk about the student loan, for those of us that still have access to this money, you understand, you can store your money in naira, in US dollars. Open a domiciliary account, store your money in US dollars, get your sponsor to store their money in US dollar, and when you are submitting your bank statement, submit your bank statement in USD. So by the time they do their calculations, you discover and you see that this money will always remain constant, and it will improve your chances. Another way you can still prove that you have this money is using a GIC. What is a GIC? A GIC is a guarantee investment certificate. Currently, for one applicant, the living expenses, it's about 20,635 Canadian dollars. Let's say 21,000 Canadian dollars. Now, you open an account in Canada and you transfer that money to Canada. But let's be honest, many persons, they don't have this 21,000 Canadian dollars to put in the account for GIC. So how can they go about it? Now I'm going to talk about student loan and I'm going to talk about different providers. We work with a lot of companies. One, we work with Prodigy Finance, and Prodigy Finance, we use them to finance UK schools, US schools, and some Canada schools. The thing about Prodigy Finance is that they would sponsor just specific program. I'm still waiting for their updates because of these new laws to see the programs that they will remove and the programs that are will still be left. Another loan company we work with is MPOWER Finance. MPOWER Finance, they are like the powerhouse of this international student loan. They finance a lot of applications. In the US, MPOWER finance living expenses and tuition. In Canada, they finance only tuition. However, they can give you loan that is far above your living expenses and far above your tuition. So, sorry, they can give you money that is far above your tuition, which they will pay to the school. And from there, the school will now return the excess to your account, which you can then use for living expenses. I had a one-on-one conversation with one of our students that is in Ontario using MPOWER Students Loan to fund his education. I had to go to Toronto to meet him and we had a one-on-one interview. So watch out for that video. It will drop later this week on our YouTube channel. Watch out for that video. So now let's talk about the next people. We call them Passage. Now these guys, what they do is they give you both your living expenses and they give you your tuition. It is they will give you everything that you need for 1 year. If it's a 2-year course, they will pay your 2 years tuition and 1 year living expenses. In fact, the way Passage does it is like giving you paying your school fees and giving you a GIC, because every month they will be giving you a 1,700 Canadian dollars, which is the standard, which is the average expenses you are expected to spend. It depends on your spending power, but that $1,700 can conveniently cover your expenses. And for the first 1 year, the interest, they will be taking it from the 1,700 they are giving you. So let's say you are supposed to be paying, let's say $600 monthly. You are supposed to be paying $600 monthly. They will take out the $600 and they will give you your about 1,200 or whatever fraction that is left. Once they give you that money, you can use it at liberty, do whatever you want, use it for your living expenses until you graduate. And the good thing about this loan provider, they only sponsor courses that are in demand. They only sponsor courses that have postgraduate work permits. And as it stands now, you can still meet up January start date. I've had this experience of applying for study visas. One of the things that takes time is the proof of funds. If you use this particular option, they've already solved that issue for you. They've already solved that issue for you. In fact, once they give you their loan sanction letter, they will give you evidence that, okay, this money that you are talking that you need to prove that you can pay for your education, we have paid your school fees for 1 year and we'll pay you for 1 year. You understand? When you send such a strong letter to the embassy, your chances of being refused becomes very, very low. You understand? In fact, the chances of getting your visa approved will be very high, because finance is the major reason why you see that visas are being refused on a steady, and this is where they come in and they solve it. But one thing you should understand is, for now, they only work with one college, which is George Brown College, based in Toronto. In Toronto, they only work with just George Brown College for now. Other schools and other universities, they are still in talk and in partnership to discover and to ensure that, okay, this offer, they extend it. Now, another thing you should know about these loan providers, this is how they operate. They will give you your, let's say the total amount you need is $40,000. You are going to pay, they will only fund 75% of any amount you are looking for, because they need serious-minded people. So you will fund 25%. So by the time they approve you for the loan, you sign all the necessary agreements, you send in your 25%, and you send in your 25%, then they go ahead, they lock it in, and they give you the loan sanction letter, your attestation letter. With that, you can apply for your study visas. So if you have any question, drop the question below. If you have any question, drop the question below. So let's look at the kind of courses that they have available in George Brown. They have the Health Informatics program. It's a postgraduate diploma program. It's a 1-year program, 3 semesters. The tuition is about 18,000, and the living expenses is around $20,635. What they will give you, the loan that they will give you, is $39,548. And when they give you this loan, you'll be paying about $580 for 84 months. Now, like I said, the first 12 months, remember, you are applying for both student tuition, and you are applying for both tuition and living expenses loan. So the very first 1 year, they will be deducting this 580 from your loan. So let's say, for example, let's do small calculation. If 20,635 Canadian dollars is the amount you need as proof of funds for 1 year, divide that by 12. You see that they are giving you $1,719 every month. Then, if you are choosing this particular course, you minus $581. They will be giving you $1,138 for 1 year. For 1 year, they'll be giving you $1,138 for 1 year. So with that, you discover that you can easily meet up your expenses. So let me check the comments. Let me check the comments session. Okay. Now, somebody is asking, he said, does it mean that we can only use loan for George Brown College? This particular loan from Passage, it's only applicable to George Brown College for now. For now, it is only applicable to George Brown College. You can use it. And the good thing is, you can still make the January start date. You can still make the January start date. If you put in your application now, you can still get your admission. Admission is really, really fast. Under 2 weeks, you can, in fact, in less than 3 weeks, you can complete admission, visa stage. What I would normally advise is just have your money, your deposit available. See the deposit that you are making, like, okay, I'm paying my first school fees upfront. Okay, so now let's quickly look at other, before we go to question and answer session, let's quickly look at other courses that they have. They have the Applied AI Solution Development. They have the Cloud Computing Technology program. They have Information System Business. This one is also a 1-year course. They have Blockchain Development. They have the Cybersecurity program. Now, if you notice, these are mainly technology-related courses. They also have health-related courses, but some of these courses, they only offer it to students that are in Canada. Like, for example, the personal support worker, the practical nursing. Those are courses that are really, really in demand, and a lot of persons want to study this thing. So the chance, the space is really limited. You understand? But if you are doing the health, if you are in the health sector, you can go ahead and do maybe health informatics and the rest. Then they used to have a lot of courses that is far more than this, but because of the new IRCC changes, because of this new IRCC changes, that is why they had to limit the programs that they offer. So let's check other programs that they have. You have the mobile application development. You have the wireless networking program. You have some cloud system technician, computer programming low code. Then in the health program, they also have early childhood education. So these are some of the top courses that they have at George Brown. They have construction engineering, electromagnetic engineering, and so on and so forth. These are in-demand programs that when you graduate, when you finish studying, it becomes very easy for you to get jobs, for you to get study permits. You understand? It becomes very easy. So now let's go over the procedure of how you can take advantage of this. For the very first thing is to start your application. The link is there, and you can also see on your screen there is a QR code. You can always scan that QR code. It's contact us. All the link, it's a Linktree site. All the links, the important links that you need to know, they are all stated. They are all there. Everything that you need to know, they are all there. So the very first step is you send your applications to us. You can email us. Our contact details are there, or you email it to admissions@swanberryeducation.com. You can email your documents to us, or you can click on this link and you start your application process. Then once you have selected your course, you start the process, you fill in your details. Next step will now be give them consent. You will need to log in, give them consent that yes, you consent them to do your application and apply for loan for you. Then they will apply. You pay the application fee. I think it's about 110 Canadian dollars for this particular school. Other school has their own application fee. As they onboard other schools and other programs, I will share the updates. Once you are done with the application process, then there is what they call the loan interview process. They would have an interview with you. They will schedule an interview. You can get an interview via Zoom, Google Meet, online meeting. They will just ask you these same questions and ensure that your intentions of coming to Canada is actually to school. Then they will ask you about to upload 1 or 2 documents which are very easy for you to come by. When you upload these documents, they will review your what they will review your document. Meanwhile, they will do a credit check. Very important. you put in your BVN with the credit bureau, maybe Nova or whatever credit bureau that is applicable and available, or they choose to use. They will put you put your credit, your BVN, and they will check. Please, if you are owing maybe all this online, you took loan, any loan at all, try and liquidate it before you start this process. Because once they check and they see that you are owing a loan, they will not give you the uh, they will not give you the student loan. Let's say, for example, you borrowed money, maybe using quick credit, or you borrowed money from any of all these loan providers, even if it's salary advance. Before you apply and you do that credit check, make sure you have cleared that particular loan. And if possible, tell them to give you a letter of non-indebtedness, so that you know that, okay, if they check your credit history, you are not owing any money at all. Now, that being said, after they have done this, they will now give you a pre-offer. They will not tell you like, okay, yes, we are giving you an offer. Yes, we are going to sponsor your 39,000. You are to pay this money as upfront. Maybe depending on your risk profile, they can tell you just pay what's stated on the website. Let's say 9,800, or maybe they say, okay, pay 10,000 or pay 11,000, but it's usually not much from what is stated on the website. You pay around what is stated on the website. Once you make that payment, that is, just see it as you are depositing and paying your initial deposit for school fees. Because all the loan companies that I work with, even the ones that sponsor UK, you will need to pay your initial deposit to the school. That is standard. Then before they can now continue and sponsor the rest. So once you do that, the next step will be they will give you the loan sanction letter and your attestation letter, and you apply. You use that letter, you add your other supporting documents, and you apply for visa. And when you do it this way, your visa, it is really, really easy to prove source of your financial requirement using this method. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. So it's now time for question and answers. So if you have some questions, you can drop the question on the comment box, and we would answer your question. So, like I've answered this before, let me just quickly answer this. It said, does it mean that we can only use this loan with George Brown University? This particular one, as at now, this IRCC law, it just came into effect. So people are still trying to adjust and readjust. So as it stands now, it's only George Brown that this particular loan. However, if you are using MPOWER or Prodigy, we have over 1,000 schools that you can use MPOWER Prodigy for. Over 1,000 schools. In fact, we even have a very good offer but that one is for UK, it's for Coventry University only. They will sponsor you can use loan, and they will sponsor everything about your stay in the UK. They will sponsor it, but you must pay your initial deposit to the school, which is standard everywhere. So I hope that answers your question. Then somebody is asking, so is it strictly schooling, no work at the side? As you are schooling, you are allowed to work. You can work 20 hours per week. You understand? The average, the minimum wage, or the average you can earn in place like Toronto is from $20 to $25. That is standard that you can get. And it's George Brown College is in a very bubbling city. If you use this particular student loan, as you are working, even as a student, that you are working part-time, you can meet up. Even if you do 20 hours a week, you can meet up. Mind you, when you are a student, you are not paying any money at all. You're not paying any money at all. In fact, they are the one paying you. So whatever you are earning, they will be paying you about 1,100 additional to what you are earning. Okay. Then another company I would like to talk about is MPOWER. I have said it. Let me just quickly throw one or two lights. We work with Northeastern University. They accept tutu. We work with other schools that accept tutu. For MPOWER, Northeastern University, it's a very good choice. Before this update from IRCC, you can get project management, you can get other even business courses, and they will sponsor it. So we are yet to get the update from them to know the list of courses that they now sponsor. But mind you, any loan company would only sponsor a course that is in demand and a course that you can get a postgraduate work permit, because they know that if they fund you and you come back to your home country, there's a chance and a possibility that you might not make enough money to pay back their loan. They are businessmen and they want to get their money back. You understand? So Northeastern University is one of the major schools we use for MPOWER. We also have other schools. There is a list. By the time you contact us, you will find out and you will see the list of schools that MPOWER work with. Then lastly, before we end this session of today's meeting, I'm going to talk about another school. This school is for those that are not doing student loan. Let's say, for example, you have the money to pay. Let's talk about schools like International Business University. Even before this new IRCC law came out, International Business University, they have modified their curriculum. They've mixed business and technology together. And now with this new law, the curriculum match perfectly. So you will still get your postgraduate work permits. They are like the most affordable I have seen in Canada for master's degree, and they accept tutu. They have good courses like masters in business administration with I think information technology or so. Once you chat us, I'll send you a list of the courses that they have. Once you contact us, our contact details is on the screen. It's on the QR code. You can just scan the QR code, or you can check the description. The description, you will see our QR code. You'll see the link. No. So now this International Business University, they have very, very good courses, flexible schedule. You go to school twice a week, you study 2 times online, and you can use the other times to do your work and also go to school. So it's something that you should want to consider. For time's sake, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to end this live today questions and answer. If you still have questions, you can drop it. You can drop it on the chat. Now, if you want to do these things yourself and you don't want to contact us, we have created a way whereby you can do them. We created a masterclass and a course. We call it the Canada Study Visa Masterclass, and you can, let me drop the link on the, yes, you can just scan this code. the Canada Study Visa Mastercard guide. Yeah, we have explained all these things in details, and you can get the course at your own pace. Understand these principles, understand this the whole Canada application process, detailed, well documented, and you can use that to do your study permit application. So contact us today. Let's help you refine and do your application so that the chances of you getting to Canada will be very, very high. Then for those of us that are joining us for the first time, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is at Swanberry Group. Just search for us on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram. We do live updates there. We drop reels. We meet our students in Canada. We discuss. They tell us a lot of things, how it has been. We go to different provinces because we have We have students in all provinces. Then you can also join our community, our online community. We have a WhatsApp community. It's quite growing, and there we can give you support. You can ask us questions. Just scan the QR code on your screen. Scan the QR code on your screen, and you get to see the WhatsApp community. You can join the WhatsApp community. You can ask us questions. We have dedicated staffs that are dedicated to just answer you. In fact, we have a mandate to see thousands of people come to this country, Canada, using the study visa route and doing things legally. You understand? So before we go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. By Monday, we will be coming back, and on Monday we'll be discussing in depth and reviewing some GCMS notes. Why Canada refused visa. We will talk about it. So after this live stream, the YouTube link will be there, so you can share the link in advance to your friends. Share this link, let it go viral, let people get to know, because we are here. It's not about just we doing it for you. We want you to be in Canada, but want you to do it the right way. So we are here to help you. We are here to show you and teach you. We don't want to just give you the fish. We want to show you how to catch this fish. So from Monday to Friday, every day of the week, we will be teaching you on different subjects. Remember, our email is info@swanberrygroup.com. Or better still, just send us a mail at admissions@Swanberry Education. I will put it on the screen now at swanberryeducation.com. You can still get it from the QR code. Send us any questions, anything you want us to address. You have a question, drop it in the comment. We will reply you later, or we'll do a video, or we'll address it in our next live stream. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you for coming today. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next live stream. Okay. Sorry, let me just take this question before I leave. He said, apart from the loan, is there any other college that gives work permit for a 1-year program? Yes, we work with various companies. We work with Applied Board and so many other companies. These schools, we have over 1,500 schools we work with in Canada. You understand? So you must not use the loan route. You understand? You must not use the loan route. It's not a must that you must use the loan route. If you want, you can reach out to us after this program, and we'll send you, me and my team will send you list of schools, countless schools, 1 year program that you can do. In fact, we have some programs. We have some programs that is as low as 7,000 Canadian dollars a year. So we have vast knowledge. We have vast library of programs and schools that we work with. So that is, it's not a must that you must use student loan. So I think because of time, that would be it. That would be it for today. So thank you very much, and please don't forget to drop on the comment section. Tell us what the questions and what you want us to answer. And next week we will schedule it and we will do answer. Then from time to time we'll be bringing in professionals, school representatives. We'll be bringing them on live stream. They will come and you will hear directly from the horse's mouth. All right, thank you. I'll see you on Monday.